So at the beginning, I thought that I will have some time to wear this microphone when our host was introducing me, but I was surprised that he read all the bio that I provided. So it's very nice to see you all today. We have like, I think, 25 minutes today to talk about public speaking. And my main message to you is that we are all public speakers. And basically that's it. I could now go out and leave it with you guys. Because I just would like to understand who of you run a meeting for at least 3 people? Most of us, right? At least 5 people? Okay, at least 10 people? At least 20? Okay, 50? Okay, and 100. Still a couple of people. So you have the experience. Basically, everything we say in front of more than 1-2 people is like our public speaking. And I can tell you that it's sometimes easier to deliver the talk to the bigger audience. Those guys who raise a hand for 100, do you feel the same, that it's easier to speak to 100 people than to 3 people? No? Yep. Big pressure. But the pressure is actually in us. Because I will tell you today that we generate this pressure in our brain. People don't give the pressure to us. Even though there is 100 people, there is a more chance that there will be people who will be listening to you, right? If you have bigger group. So today, we have the structure of 3 subsections, but I think I will just cover 2 of them today. We can obviously talk after my talk about the 3rd one. So knowing yourself, this is the part when we generate this pressure in our brain. Because we need emotional security. Do you see that? Oh, very small. That's very small. So basically, we need to feel secure on the stage. If I feel secure, I can be free to talk. I'm relaxed. Let's put it that way. On the stage, usually, where you have people in front of you, there are big pressure generated by our environment. For example, the microphones. What to say if the microphone doesn't work? How to behave? People don't expect that, right? So that's the small pieces when we generate the pressure. And let's start with the emotional security. So to fight with this or to find emotional security, I use this exercise. I imagine a worst case scenario. When I was going here, I was like, okay, so what is the worst thing it can happen to me here? Some people will be unhappy of my talk. Okay. I don't feel that everyone needs to love my content, right? There are some people who like it, who don't like it. There are some people who will be going out. That's the reality of the conference. And as long as you accept that, it will be more easy for you to find this secure space. Then I identify my emotions. So am I stressed? Okay, I'm stressed. Why I'm stressed? I don't know, because, for example, I didn't have much time to prepare. This is the lessons learned that I can prepare myself later, right? So understanding emotions, what's happening inside of me, and this is not an easy thing. For me as an engineer, it's definitely not an easy thing. There are tools out there like this one, Wheel of Emotions, that you can identify like 7 of them, right? For me, still, but in the past it was like 2 of them, and I didn't even know that more of them exist. There are more sub-emotions that you can feel. So if only you can identify what's happening with you in this moment, then you can react somehow. So that's the basis. That's first things first. And then the self-awareness. It helps a lot because you answer the question, what am I good at? You have the aspects that you are good at. Even though, for example, someone can be afraid of being on the stage, she or he has some talents. So when you realize this talent, this capability, you build up your self-esteem. Then what I hear from others, that's a game changer. Because usually our inner critic says different things about us than our colleagues around. So search for feedback. This can build your self-esteem as well. What does stop me? So why I'm not taking the challenge to be on the stage? Am I afraid of something? I guess I'm afraid of something. But what's that? So that's the part. And also what I'm willing to accept. When I know my limitations and my talents, I can also accept those limitations. And the acceptance can look like this, right? We don't accept at the beginning, we don't accept, and then we accept more and more and more and more. And then we are, peaceful person accepting everything that is happening. But this is not working like this, I'm afraid. The acceptance works like this. That sometimes you have a day that you accept your limitations, and sometimes you have an inner critic saying, oh, you are this and that because you did that wrong. But on the other day, you can, again, build up your acceptance to have more acceptance and then more energy to be on the stage. So if you realize that this is all up and down, you will not be so bothered by the day when you have low acceptance for your failures. We need to have courage to be on the stage, right? And my personal definition, I don't know if that's correct or not correct. I have this definition in my mind. The courage is the conscious decision while being aware of the capabilities that I have. So I know the capabilities I have, I'm aware of that, and I'm accepting that I'm not ideal. Now the question is, who of you have already noticed the typo on the slide? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, be brave, 5 people. Okay, 5 people out of 40, 50, I don't know, noticed the typo. Okay, if I were to blame myself that I did the typo, because everyone will notice. Come on, it's like 10%, 20% of the audience. People don't usually notice some small things. Then even if they notice, did you feel that I'm very stupid because I did this typo? I guess you are not brave enough to say it out loud, right? But yeah, usually people don't feel, they don't express or don't think about it that way. And the thing is that when I accept myself, this typo, by the way, is conscious typo, but I had in my past situation when I had typos on the slides, and people, I was after the conference, there was a queue of people asking questions to me, having a chit chat, and someone was like, hey, you have a typo. On this slide 56 and then 74, you have a typo as well. I was like, okay, nice to meet you. So I accepted the thing that I sometimes do the typo. Because, for example, I have a dyslexia, right? So I accept that. That's fine for me. Even though I have this dyslexia, I can deliver the talks. And if I accept that, I'm not nervous about that, and I'm not stressed about that. I would like to introduce also the proper definition from the proper person. Do you know, anyone knows about her? Yes, 1, 2, 3, yes. Brené Brown, psychologist from USA, very famous in USA, not only in USA. And she said, let me read it for you, that courage is the origin in the Latin word is cor, means the heart. And she says that there's the original definition was to tell the story of who you are with your whole heart. And that helps a lot because, for example with this typo, right? I just told you my story from my high school and the primary school that was going on, and the typo challenge that I have. But as long as this is true and this is mine and I show it to you, I'm not even afraid of that. If I wouldn't tell you that, probably I will be stressed, oh, everyone will notice that something is wrong with me. But when I accept that okay, I have this disability, but, It releases the pressure from my side. And one more important thing, and the most important thing I would love to show you today is put everything into perspective. You know, my typo in front of the scale where we are and who we are is like just nothing, right? More our problems is it's nothing in this type of scale. I will move and show you where we are there, right? So I call it "so what" slide. So I did the mistake. So what? For example, I am on the stage and I forgot what to say. So what? My PowerPoint doesn't work. Okay, that's difficult. That's very difficult. But so what? I can tell you something more because I have the knowledge in my head, even more in my heart, right? We are all on the journey. We are learning. That's why we are in the conferences, right? We are learning. And like 10 years ago when I was starting, or 15 years ago when I was starting public speaking, I was not there when I'm here right now. I'm not there yet where the Brené Brown is or Simon Sinek or whoever we can think of. That's fine, and everyone has their own ways, their own road, the journey. So if you think that your talk was horrible, just wait, hold off. You can either accept it. If it was totally horrible, by the times go on, you will accept that. You will see that nothing happens, you know. You are not blamed in front of everyone, because actually standing here, at least when I'm on the audience, when a person is standing here, it shows that he or she already made some effort to be there. So even though there's some error going on the stage, that's fine. I have positive feelings about the people on the stage. And our beautiful small slide, which is not which I not done by purpose, and I supposed to be stressed because you don't see that, but that's that's fine. I can explain you that. So the physical security. With the physical security is everything that happens around you right now here, that I can feel safe and secure. What I do, I'm arriving earlier to get familiar with venue, with stage, what's the setup, do we have the screens with my slides, or should I look here, or should I remember the slides, for example. What's the situation outside, for example, here, like we have noise from other talks, right? That's the type of this venue. And when I was on the different conferences here, that was the same. It was actually the toughest moment. It really is right now as well. But the toughest moment I had on the conferences, because I need to think about my content, about the relationship with you, and I hear someone talking outside, right? But on the first conferences I was here, it was difficult. Right now I sort of accepted. I knew that it's going on, so I'm trying not to pay attention to that. I hope that you don't either hear it or you don't pay attention to that as well. Hardware backup is something that I always have, so I always have my computer, my remote control, my presentation in many different places on the laptop and on the web. It gives me the security. Usually I don't use that. I don't think I had this emergency with the hardware, but it gives me security, and again, my energy and my capabilities of delivering good talk increases, because I feel that I have two legs, I have content, I have two computers, I mean one there and the other in my pocket, so that's something that helps me a lot. This is crucial, simplifying the speaker's notes. I can tell you, here is the beautiful setup and everything works, so chapeau bas for the organizers. There's a main PowerPoint over here. There is the same slide over here, so I can look what is behind me. And then I can have a relationship with you, because, some people speak like this, that they stand here and say, hello. So on this slide, you can see that simplifying speaker notes is very important for us in this company. It doesn't build this relationship, right? So this is critical, but usually doesn't work. So you need to have this, at least the order of the slides in your head. Here you have the notes and the next slide and the timer. That's okay. But usually also it doesn't work. There are a lot of issues with those screens. They are either not working on the PowerPoint, which splits the screens, doesn't work. So don't count on it. It is helpful, and right now it can help me, but when I have this in my head, it's very easy. Also, the font is very small here with the notes, so forget about reading those notes. When we talk about paper notes, some people are on the stage with the paper and with the A4 piece of paper with some notes. That's fine, but at least for me, it's a big piece of thing in my hands, right? So your attention wouldn't be on me, on my content, on my slides, on our relationships, but would be on this big thing in my head if I'm reading it or not reading, or if I'm putting it up or down. So instead of this, what I do if I need to remember something, I also have some small card. Small, nice card with the one sentence that I would like to read for you, like, for example, this Brené Brown sentence. And I say, keeping the eye contact with you, I say, hey, I would like to read something, and I read. That's better. The big notes, like when you note everything that you would like to say, usually that doesn't work for me because I'm stressed that if I have scripted talk, in my company usually we have scripted, when I'm on the town hall, I have scripted message because the message needs to be concrete, the same for every single country. And it stressed me a lot because this message usually is not scripted by me, and I need to read that in the way that I'm pretending that I'm not reading, so I need to have it in my mind, and then if I forget one word, I'm completely gone. So I don't like scripted things. If I have the notes, I have like points, big points that I can just look one time and see, okay, I remember I need to talk about that. So I advise you to try at least with that. Body budget, that's a very interesting aspect, body budget by Lisa Feldman. This is about our energy. So for example, the example from today, I had, my schedule was pretty tight today, but it was fine. In the morning I had onboarding in the kindergarten of my daughter, so I was there with my daughter for 2 hours. Then I had some important meetings in the company, and then I arrived here. And it looks perfectly fine. Yeah? But the morning was so intense. I mean, those 2 hours in the kindergarten, believe me, who have the kids and did this onboarding, it can be painful. You know that. So it was so intense that I used all my energy and emotions and so on to that 2 hours. And I thought to myself, I just can't do it. I can't just do it next 3 meetings and then come here. So what I did, I canceled all the 3 meetings. I moved them for tomorrow to recover, I mean, the energy and to be calm, to have the resources for you guys. And that's the budget, the body budget, right? So this is about our physical energy. It's about our emotions to control them, not to squeeze everything just because your schedule helps, your schedule allows to do it. And then prepare your compass. So know one sentence or one word or one sentence that you would like to deliver to the audience. And if something happens, like for example, in the beginning, you can refer to this one sentence. For me, the sentence for today, was so what? So the microphone was broken. So what? I could start with talking with you. I could wait. This was my compass, right? And if you deliver your talks or even deliver, small meetings, talks during small meetings, have your compass that almost automatically, subconsciously, will be switching to if something's go wrong. And have the powerful ending. So ending of the speech is the most important because you know how it is. They call it hammock of our perception. At the beginning of the talk, most people listen, There are like 70% of the message that is delivered to your ears and the brains. And then during the talk, there are people like, okay, should I check my phone? Oh, actually, I'm tired. This is after lunch. This type of things. There are some spikes that, oh, this guy just said a joke. What was the joke about? Hey, what was the joke about, right? So there are some spikes, but in general, our focus is going down, and then at the end, our focus is coming back again, because that's the ending, you know, like do, and we need to deliver something tangible. So I encourage you to use beginning and the ending as like big opening and even bigger closure. At the closure, they said that 90% of our perception is active, so 70% at the beginning, 90% at the end, and some fluctuations between those 2 points. So for today, as we are approaching the end, I would like to leave you with this to-do-doom quotation from Jeremy Warner, that even if someone else had the same idea, they didn't have the same story. And this brings me the argument, why should I tell about something that someone already talked about? Because we all have different stories, we are all on the different journeys, and we are all learning. So I wish you great talks in future, even in smaller audience or bigger audience, and find this passion inside you. Thank you very much.